Yes, thank you, Allison. I appreciate you and welcome everybody. Uh, First off, I want to say I'm really grateful to be here and thankful to be here. It was a little technical difficulties, but we are here, we're present and making it happen. So come on into the room. I just got to figure out a few things before we get started. Can you see the slides?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Yep.
Perfect. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Chet Gold. I am here on behalf of Cares Cultivating the City since this year. And our whole job and objective, the main thing is to spread this information about cannabis and what's going on right now in the sector. I'm so excited to be here. I'm the brand ambassador, peace, love, and cannabis. Peace, I'm a healer, a meditator. I was really calm before this meeting, so now I got to bring it back. Maybe I can invite you to take some breaths with me real quick. Inhale through your nose, see your belly. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That's kind of how I calm myself down and stay focused. Of course, my love and energy. And we're going to talk about cannabis today. So I just want to give a shout out to my colleagues, JP, Danny, Brian, who's watching this and who has my back digitally. And we're going to talk about cannabis career paths, entry-level jobs, some exciting projections in the future of cannabis and capital, information on do's and don'ts for accredited places and also scams, and of course, answer any question. Let's move on to the next slide and just give a little bit about me. So, as I said, I'm an artist. I paint, I make music, and all of my art is really based on self-love. And I think that path for me has really helped me to roll my shoulders back and kind of relax into who I am and who I am on this path. This poem is one of my favorite pieces, and it's like a daily affirmation for me to help me to stay calm and settled through all the things that I navigate. The sun said, don't be mad at the sunset. Sunrise every day is a new try. Some say that you can't do everything, but you can do one thing every day. And it's really interesting. I'm from the Bronx. I was born in the Bronx. I've always been an artist since I was 11. It's been my dream. I went to art school in the city, LaGuardia, music and art. I also went to Pratt in Brooklyn. And over the last 10 years, I've been working at the Museum of Modern Art and doing a lot of great things. But throughout all of my professional path and educational path, I love cannabis. And it's such an important thing for me to be a part of this moment right now in history, changing the narrative and the stigma around cannabis, or however you know it. Some people call it marijuana, weed. The plant is what we're talking about. And I'm really excited to share this great information, and also to really come to the light with this plan and this resources, and also what it could do for us to help us make money. So I'm gonna go right along to who we are in Canna Cares. Canna Cares is a New York City cannabis association centered around providing information to residents and businesses that are interested in starting a cannabis business, working with existing businesses and finding out where and how to purchase cannabis products, to stay up to date on cannabis products review, read local news related to cannabis, and to find jobs / employers in the cannabis section. So that's really what we do. Please check us out at Canna Cares. It's about advocacy, business support, business directory, and also reviews, news, and events. I think the biggest thing, and what brings us here today is that last bullet point, which is job board and onboarding and where we could work and how we could work in this industry, and really kind of giving you a bigger scope of what's coming and what's around the corner. So I'm really excited to be working with Canna Cares, especially as someone who not just loves the plant, but wants to be a part of this new change that's happening. So out of all the slides, I would say this one is the most important, specifically because it paints a picture. I love the illustration and all the work that went into it, because it's difficult to see it all without really understanding the way to navigate it. So if you see this illustration on the right, on the top of it is a nursery association, and everything that's green is a job that you can have in the cannabis industry. And if you just go around that circle, you'll see the pathways and how it kind of comes back to us. So the cannabis sector consists of multiple sub-sectors. Let's talk about what jobs exist and any cross-career pathways. Medical cannabis jobs and adult use cannabis jobs are generally the same. Cultivation consists of agriculture jobs. That's the cultivators, the harvesters, the trimmers, the breeders. That's really getting your hands green. Shipping and logistics, that's distribution, warehouse associates, logistics, packagers, testers. Manufacturers, the makes, the bakes, the chefs. You see that little amazing cupcake down there. So we're just going around the circle to name all of these different kind of jobs you can have in the field. Retail, of course, is the selling, the bud tender, the ganjier, which is a beautiful new name that I'm excited about. Hospitality specialist and delivery. And then, of course, the consumer, which is all of us. There's ancillary businesses, which basically means the businesses on the left right here in this column are going to all be connected in terms of support to getting into the field. Now that's lawyers, custodial, government, plumbing, electricians, marketing, consultants. So it's going to be a real big kind of network of specific businesses that will be tailored to the cannabis industry. And this is just a few things that you can do in the cannabis industry. And I'm really excited to not just see all these jobs, but really paint a picture of how it all works together and all the various entry points. So I would say wherever you see yourself in this slide is what you want to highlight and kind of keep on you as we go through some of the other information to figure out how you can really land in these zones. It goes without saying, but I have to say it because it's really important that all jobs in cannabis, you must be 21 years of age. Now, I don't want that to deter anyone that is under 21. I guess this is a great opportunity if you are interested in joining the field when you are of age. There are things you can do to build your resume. So specifically like being a bud tender, if you're not of age, you can work in a restaurant, bartender, or have retail experience. And that can help you, one, have the background for it when you do those similar jobs in the cannabis industry. And also to just get your resume up, points of sales. There's also cannabis training certificates that can help you get ready and understand the whole field in a more succinct way. Now, a delivery driver, one very important thing about being a delivery driver is that you have experience in handling cash, and that's really important. So we're talking about anything that you could do, Uber, Lyft, etc. You could deliver pizza. Is really about showing your ability to one, deliver the product, to exchange cash, and to be reliable. And customer service is also really important. Your ability to communicate, to be clear, to help people. Yes, you got a hand? 1 second. Sorry.
That was a clap.
Oh,
for clap. Customer service.
Oh, thanks. Okay, cool. I like claps. And so to go to the trimmers, any prior cultivation experience, if you have a green thumb, that is going to be great if you want to go into that side of it. Experience a fast-paced environment, and your strong attention to detail. Now, all of these things, again, is to build your resume if you are not of age and you want to go into the field. But it's also important to know that when the time is coming right around the corner, and it's going to be real big in New York State. And that's what I'm excited to share. I'm excited to share everything, but these numbers are just pretty much outrageous in a beautiful way. So how many of these jobs will we see? The cannabis economy is going to grow over the next 5 years in New York State. We're expecting sales to top 500 million in the first year and to grow to 2.6 billion by year 5. From a jobs perspective, New York State will need to grow at least 2,650 direct cannabis jobs in 2023 and to over 6,000 direct cannabis jobs by 2027. Now, again, we said that those other functioning jobs to support is going to be 3 times the jobs that are going to be directly on it. And if you check out this slide on the right, is where we get our information from in the projections. But this is really exciting for me for a lot of reasons, but specifically because when you know it's coming, it kind of gives you more of a push to say this is real. And I think, again, changing the stigma behind cannabis, because it was so criminalized, it's difficult to gain the energy to really push, to just be. Even having these conversations as someone that represents Canna Cares, people are very surprised in my excitement. It's really because I understand not just the benefits of cannabis, but also the moneymaker potential. And you could definitely have a great career path, especially in this industry. Now, here's some reliable information. So you see this amazing logo. I love graphics, but it's the local 338, which is a union for horticulture that also covers cannabis. Now, the reason that unions are important, if you don't know anything about unions, they support your workers' rights. Now, a lot of places are going to say they have credited courses and do things, but you got to be very wary. And that's the whole point of this one. Like, you don't want to go to fake universities. If you go anywhere to learn about cannabis, it should be in person or at least some kind of hybrid to touch the plant. You can't like technically visually learn it without really understanding the mechanisms. And also, it's really important to do your research and really find the places that will have you. For example, there are going to be a lot of dispensaries, a lot of different opportunities to work. Now, if those places don't have this union, then again, you're talking about being secure or not, or being taken advantage of, where you don't get paid time off, where you don't get days, where you don't get guaranteed wages. So I just wanted to really advocate for unions and also doing your research. Getting into this, and Canna Cares, of course, is a great resource for you to come check out what's happening currently, and also what to be wary of. Okay, these are some places that are accredited. The Minority Cannabis Academy runs a free training for extraction and processing, bud tenders, cultivators. Medgar Evers College offers a minor in cannabis studies, but of course, it's a college in Brooklyn where you will have to enroll. So that'll be fun too. Whatever else you learn, you can get your minor in cannabis. Flower Hire has partnered with the Brooklyn Botanical Garden to launch an online cannabis education program, including horticulture, successful growing, and history of medical cannabis. And then, of course, the Cleveland School of Cannabis partnered with State Senator Sanders to create the groundbreaking Cannabis Education Initiative. And these 4 things are credited. There's a lot of educational resources coming down the pipeline soon. Lehman College, the LaGuardia College also has some programs to join. But this is the time to learn. This is the time to invest, and this is the time to put your energy towards coming in. So, questions? Any questions? How can Canna Cares help you? Do you have any ideas or just anything you want to share? 1 second, where are the questions?
There's nothing in the chat right now, Chet.
Okay.
I know we have our DJ, Timothy Yang is here, so he might have some questions and have a little
Hello.
conversation. Hey,
Yep, I'm
Timothy.
here.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, what's up?
And I know, Timothy, I'd love to hear if you have any questions. But one question that I have is, you know, for people who maybe don't live in New York or don't live in a state where cannabis has been legalized yet, what are some recommendations for people who are interested in the industry but are obviously, you know, kind of limited on making a career in it right now? What would you recommend to those kinds of young people?
That's a great question, and you know, as a fan of this legalization kind of pattern, I feel like New York was kind of in that same boat. Just a few years ago, I remember when it happened in Colorado, and I was like, "Oh, are we moving?" My wife was like, "No," but there's definitely, I would say, one, it's coming. It's so if you're in the space or like right now in New York State, we know that it's going to, the laws are changing and everything is being set up right now, but it took about 5 years in comparison to other places. So I think one big key is to look at the way that other states and other places are operating, to see that where you can see yourself potentially in the field, and also like really visiting those places that have a culture and cannabis business already happening. I remember going to Colorado about 3 years ago and like having my mind blown about just the lax on the plant, and also the how dispensaries were everywhere, how it was big money, how no one even thought twice about it. And just something about visiting those places, I would say, will help to kind of answer a lot of the questions just by seeing how it operates, and also feeling the switch in the energy with it. But that was a great question, Allison.
Awesome. That's good advice. I'm originally from Texas, so I have a younger brother who's interested in the industry, and you know, there's lots of things to think about there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions or from those who are in the room with us, or thoughts or comments? It's a workshop.
Yeah. Well, not really a question. Well, there might be a question in here somewhere, but
Okay.
yeah, but like my father has always given me like a good message about cannabis in general, and it was really interesting. The first time we like stumbled upon a dispensary was when we went to Vegas a few years ago, and now it's like some dispensaries are popping up in the city as well, and my father is just very excited about all that. So I mean, I just want to like kind of know how you feel about like how quickly things are changing now, I guess.
You know, it's interesting, right? Because like I'm surprised I'm on the Zoom talking about cannabis. You know, like to be honest, because my whole life it's similar with my dad. You know, it's something that we had to walk cautiously about, right? So to be present and be on the Zoom and helping people understand what's going on it's exciting to me. And I also feel like I kind of have to stay on the pulse. You know, I don't want it to pass me. Like, I feel like I want to learn just like I'm teaching, so I can figure out how to make some money and really be a part of it in a way that's not just after the fact. You know, like even in when I could share my story about how I started smoking, and I you know, it's tricky when you're young and you don't know what's what. And again, my father really like guided me into the cannabis world, and it's one of those things where I'm excited that it's happening in such a open space, because people can learn more about it and not be taken advantage of. I had a lot of friends that the first time they, used it, it wasn't a good experience just based on the fears and also not really knowing what to do. So yeah, it's exciting for me, and it's also I feel like the urgency behind it, right? Like I really to be a part of it, so that one, it can help me like let it go, and also like I feel like it's similar to me learning meditation. Like once I got to understanding of what meditation is, it really helped me to like regulate myself when I was at work. But when I come home, that's how I meditate. Like I release that way. And I think it's just about balance and being able to regulate your feelings, your anxiety. I'm really supportive of cannabis because I understand the power of the plant.
Definitely, for sure.
Exciting times.
Definitely. Yeah, I think I really liked your presentation just because it's like, well, I guess now people are more open about talking about cannabis, but for so long it's been so taboo. And like, I think it's really cool to see how like it's really like a business now, and there are a lot of job opportunities in this business.
Yeah. I guess one thing I definitely, how do I take this share thing off? Stop share. There we go. Yeah, one thing I definitely wanted to say was that stigma is suppressive, and I think that like anything with prohibition or that's not in the light, is in the black market, and that changes the energy of how you can talk about it, or what you can say, or what you can do. It feels really freeing for me to be able to communicate, and I'm happy you enjoyed the presentation. Absolutely.
Right. I feel how liberating it must feel for you to talk about it in this way, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is and also to be a light, to be someone that is I'm a highly functional professional who does great work, professionally, artistically, and just to say that this plant is valuable is something that it means a lot to me.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Definitely check out Canna Cares, and if you got any questions, we're doing free consultations, so we'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
Thank you so much, Chet and Timothy. I'm so glad you're in the room. I think we're pretty much done here. Thank you so much, Chet, and we hope to call on you again.
Yes. I'm really excited, as you can tell. Like, I think we should start with questions first next time, because that's what I really got like in my groove.
I know. Yeah, it's great.
But good problems. Peace and love. Thank you, Timothy, for
being here.
Thank you, Chet. I appreciate it.
All right.
See you guys later.